Zephaniah predicts the end of the world, when everything will be cleansed by a purifying fire. The humble will be saved to inherit the earth after the proud are consumed on the pyre. Zephaniah prophesied during the time when Jerusalem's king fought against the idolatrous images his people trusted in instead of trusting God only. They tried to purify the land of its idolatry, but they could not cleanse a nation stained with pride or give their people a heart of humility. So Zephaniah prophesied the end of the world as Israel knew it. Jerusalem would be burned, her temple trampled on, for marching against them was the fire of Babylon. But Zephaniah said, if God's people would humble themselves, they would survive. God would preserve a humble remnant who would inherit the land after it was purified. But many of God's people would not humble themselves. Instead, they were consumed with pride. They only saw Babylon's fire as consuming and did not trust God to purify. So they sought other ways to defend and protect their lives. They sought the protection, provision, and salvation the nation's idols promised to provide. They took up the torches of false gods instead of humbling themselves under God's name. They stained their lips with false worship. Their mouths by idolatry were profaned. They did not humble themselves under God's fire, but in pride they trusted idols to save. So Zephaniah told them that Israel had become indistinguishable from the nations. For like them, all nations were filled with idolatry. From the Ammonites and their territories to Canaan of the Philistines, the lips of all nations were stained by the pride and boasting made before these devilish deities. So, all nations would be consumed. God would make pasture lands out of cities. And when the purifying fire had cleared out the proud, the land would be given to those marked by humility. Israel was supposed to be different. They were supposed to be humble and inherit the earth. But Zephaniah makes it clear that when it came to guilt among the nations, Israel ranked among the first. Their politicians were proud, their priests were profane, their prophets plugged their ears, their people plotted how to disobey. So along with the nations, Israel too would be swept away, her palaces brought to ruins, her highways laid to waste, her cities mowed down to a field, her people exiled and displaced. This is what Zephaniah says will happen on this day. The day when God will gather the proud and pour out on them his judgment and indignation. A day when Israel herself would be sacrificed to the gods they claimed could save them. Yet, while the proud should fear this day, the humble can hope for this time. For the fire will not be ultimately destructive, but will ultimately purify. For though Jerusalem's kings could not purify the land of its idolatry, God would cleanse all nations stained with pride and give people a heart of humility. For Zephaniah prophesies a time when all nations will be humbled, though they used to be proud. A time when worship of God instead of idols will issue in every language from humble mouths. A time when the lowly from all peoples will be welcomed inside of God's house as they assemble in Jerusalem from east, west, north, and south. So Zephaniah encourages those who will listen to see this day as a fire yes, but one that will purify. For the humble will inherit the earth, but the proud will surely die. And that day has come, for God himself has brought the purifying fire, but he brought it in humility. For Jesus and his kingdom did not trust in idolatry. They did not trust in the protection, provision, or salvation promised by another power or king. Instead, Jesus trusted in God alone, trusting in the purification God's fire can bring. Jesus did not resist God's fire. He was not proud. He did not fight. Instead, Jesus humbly submitted to the fire when he laid down his life. Jesus became the sacrifice instead of his idolatrous nation. He went through the fire to prove he can purify and save them. And that purifying fire is still on offer today. For on the day of Pentecost, the resurrected Jesus sent the fire of his presence to dwell in his people's midst, just as Zephaniah the prophet promised. But because Jesus bore our judgment, the fire was not destructive, but only purified and cleansed. The Holy Spirit's fire cleans the stains of his people's pride and sends them in humility out to tell all nations of Jesus' death that now purifies. This is the message Zephaniah wants us to learn. God's fire won't just destroy, but it will cleanse, because Jesus went through the fire first. He will destroy the proud and our pride, so that the humble can inherit the earth. Hey everybody, I'm David with Spoken Gospel. Thank you so much for watching our video introducing the book of Zephaniah. We are Spoken Gospel. We're a nonprofit ministry and we're dedicated to coming alongside you as a Bible reader to do two things: helping you understand what you're reading and how it all points to Jesus and his gospel. And you can join our ministry in two ways. One, just come read the Bible with us. We have lots of free resources over at our website and we'd love you to use them to read the Bible. Two, join us financially. We give everything away for free because of people like you and your generosity, so you can give a one-time gift or become a monthly donor, but you can do all of that over at our website, spokengospel.com.